All right, everyone. Welcome to the third Tribal Council of the season. If you have not been to Tribal Council before, please dip your metaphorical torch in the metaphorical fire. As we know, fire represents life. I'm going to kick things off with Brandon. Brandon, back again, I see. What do you think went wrong this time?
I don't know. I think there was a lot of factors in this. Um, I think our team kind of was just like exhausted, and I don't think anyone is particularly good at word scrambles. And truthfully, I don't think we had a whole lot of strategy coming into this game other than everyone try to stay awake as long as you can and go for it. But clearly that didn't work out for us very well.
I see. All right. Rachel, talk me through the day. Was there a lot of chit chat today or any sort of paranoia?
It was very quiet today. I can say that on my side of camp. It's been very quiet, but we all seem to, I think it's kind of like common knowledge between us. Like we kind of know where our heads are at and we're kind of all on the same page, which is good from what I know. I don't know. There could be stuff happening behind my back. I don't know. But as of right now, like I think we talked enough in the past that we didn't need to talk a whole ton of game today.
Got it. Taisha, is it disheartening to lose the first three immunity challenges? How do you recover?
I mean, losing this much is sorry. Anyway, losing this much is like horrible. I think that last challenge, like within like 2 hours or like 3 hours, I was like, what the fuck? Like we were not going to win that. I'm sorry. There was no way. But yeah, it's very disheartening. I don't want to be here again. So I hope this is the last time.
Keaton, what do you think you need to succeed in this game as a tribe, as an individual? How do you do well?
Well, for the short term, it's vote out Daryl. For the moment, it's vote out Daryl. For the long term, I'm not entirely sure because with this twist, with the ability to talk to people on other tribes, there's a lot more to maneuver with than your typical Survivor game because you're not just stuck to the people on your tribe. You're gonna have the ability to make more connections than you normally would. So just because you haven't, like in this instance, we're voting with two tribes, but I've not had the opportunity to talk to them just because of my situation. But other people from my tribe have had the ability to talk to people from the other tribe. So it's weird in that sense, but with this vote, it seems very simple, at least from my perspective, unless I'm just getting bullshit to the fucking sun and beyond.
Marvin, would you agree with Keaton's statement? Do you think it's really as simple as Keaton makes it seem to be?
I do believe it's as simple as voting Daryl. I personally even mentioned to my tribe, I'm like, I don't want to vote someone off of that other tribe because they're all active. Why vote out somebody who's active when we have someone on our tribe who's just never there? I mean, the last time he spoke to any of us was on the 18th. So.
Dylan, has there been any talk about a potential swap, either from your tribe itself or from the different attractions you may have visited?
So, I mean, I would definitely say like we're probably all hoping for a swap. Like we have probably been one of the most like unluckiest tribes ever in like a game. Like I don't know what it is, but you could just like it's just been a long round and I hope we swap. But I do love my tribe.
Andrew, if a swap does happen soon, do you think that OG tribes would stick together? Do you think the game will be more fluid? What is your thoughts on that?
I think that because of being able to talk to other people from the other tribes on whatever islands or amusement rides or parks we're at, I think there's definitely the opportunity for a more fluid game. That's not to say OG lines will be gone forever, but it could go either way. It could be a mix of both.
Speaking of being able to talk to members of the opposing tribe at attractions, Connor Elijah, for this tribal council, you are only able to speak to members of the opposing tribe if they also selected your attraction. Is this going to impact tonight's vote?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, is it gonna impact tonight's vote? Like, I'm just happy to be here. Can I answer that? Like, I'm just very happy to be here, and I hope I can stay here. Like, I have no idea, because like it definitely impacted my mentality. I think it definitely, we can all agree, it impacted our paranoia, because at least, like, you know, on my original tribe, we're all entering with less numbers, and then we can only talk to people if you landed in a room with them. You can't like have a free for all and talk to everyone. Like, we're just sitting here like sitting ducks.
On that note, K-Pow, is there an advantage coming into this joint tribal with more players from your tribe?
I mean, I think that there's a perceived advantage in that, but I think it's not. This game is not about sheer numbers. It's about numbers that you could trust. It's about numbers that you could work with. It's about numbers that you feel like you can move forward with in the game. So just coming into a tribal seemingly with more numbers on paper doesn't necessarily lead to a greater advantage if you can't work with people in those numbers or trust people in those numbers, or feel like, you know, those numbers have anything, you know, to do with your game. So
Brandon, on the flip side, if you're coming in with a tribe 4 against 6, how do you ensure that you're still not the one receiving votes? Because they can say, yeah, it's okay, we'll vote for this person, but it's still up to them whether they're going to eat their own or not vote for you. How are you going to navigate this?
I think the math comes into play here a lot. I think it's an easy vote, obviously. But I think a way to think about that is moving forward, if there is a tribe swap, do you want to be on a tribe with someone who is not playing the game? That might seem like a number when you look at the 6, but if you end up on minority with an inactive player, is that actually having the majority? So I think it's the temptation is there to vote out one of us, but we could also be a number moving forward. So I think it's all about perception here and how you view numbers.
Marvin, if you survive this tribal council, what's the plan moving forward?
Just keep doing what I'm doing. Just be here. Keep talking to people, which is hard for me, talking to other people from different tribes, because I keep going to locations either with myself or with like the same person. So yeah, I mean, just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess.
On a different note, Andrew, have advantages come up at all today? Surely it has to be crossing some of your minds that there are advantages in this game. Maybe one of them comes out tonight.
There hasn't been any talk of advantages today for this tribal. The people who I've spoken to regarding advantages are having just as much luck as I am finding them, which is 0. So unless they're lying to me, which I don't think they are, I think so far it's still too early to find anything with so many potential combinations possible.
Keaton, do you think people would be keeping it to themselves if they find an advantage? Like Andrew just said, there's a lot of combinations right now. It's maybe someone got lucky, but it could just be everyone's confused. But do you think it's beneficial to tell anyone about an advantage that someone might have right now?
I think it could be beneficial based on your position. I think it's based. You have to, at the end of the day, figure out where you are in the game, and if it's worth it to tell someone about something that could help you individually. Because the second you tell someone else, the power does go down no matter what it is, because then it could get spread to the entire game with the way the twist exists in a matter of hours. I mean, I can tell you, I have not fucking guessed, except I've guessed once. I don't understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand this fucking system. I'm never going to, and I'm never going to sit here and act like I will once. So if others find it fucking good for them, I'm just sitting here dazed and goddamn confused.
Shifting back to the vote tonight, Taisha, what happens if you're being lied to, or if you're being played, or if there's just some plan that you're not being included in?
I mean, if it happens, I guess I'm being lied to then, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. I go home. I don't. I don't know. Anyway,
Dylan, at what point do you try to throw your own plan together in case you are being lied to? What happens if you think, oh, they might be lying to me, they might be trying to play us? Do I do something? Do I just wait on it?
I mean, if that happens, that's gonna suck. Like, that's gonna fucking blow. I know where my vote's going. I'm not switching it. I'm not changing it. It's going for Daryl. I'm not, yeah, I don't know.
K-Pow, do you think any alliances have started forming in this game, or do you think it's still too early?
Um, I I'm sure alliances have been forming. I feel like it's Survivor, like it's the game. People are talking. I don't know if things are formal or if it's just people starting to like vibe together. I think people are doing stuff, but I don't know how lasting they are. If they're good for today, or if they're going to get people to the end of the game. I think from people I've talked to, this cast seems to want to play a really fluid game. And with that comes, fluid alliances. So we'll have to see who's making them, what they look like, and how strong they are and how long they last.
Speaking of the game, Rachel, Guancha hadn't been to tribal council until today. Does the game feel more real now that you've all been to tribal, that you had a tribal to prepare for, or has it always just kind of been there in the back of all your mind?
It's definitely been in the back of my head, and I've kind of like been trying to not think about it as much as I can. Like I do the challenges, oh, we want immunity, great. But like now that tribal's actually here, it's like, oh shit, like we could be losing, well, we probably will be losing somebody, but not that that has anything to do with it. But we're gonna start dropping, like everyone's gonna start getting voted out and voted out and voted out. And there's only gonna be one sole survivor at the end. So first of many tribal councils, but it does feel a little bit more real.
And Connor, Elijah, put it bluntly, something on Rehoboth just was not working out. How do you as a group move forward with this if you don't swap? What has to change to not show up here next time?
I'm gonna do a lot of praying. I think get on my knees and ask the Lord for some help is never a bad strategy. If we don't swap, we go back to Rehoboth. I'm just gonna hope that someone on our tribe has been taking some steroids and we can like turn into like He-Man or something and bust out this challenge. That's the only hope I have. Like if we go back to Rehoboth and there's no swap, I think we all are just going to be defeated. But I mean, if that happens, we're going to have to get our head in the game and at least try to win. Wouldn't that be a miracle? Dreams come true sometimes.
Dreams come true. Steroids could be taken. Who knows? Before we get to the vote, I'm going to play a game. I know Rehoboth is familiar with this game. Guancha, you're not. I like to play the game when it's your first time at Tribal to raise your hand if you're safe. So please raise your hand if you feel safe tonight. I don't see any hands raised right now, and that's kind of conflicting with the story that was being told earlier today, how it was such a straightforward vote, but maybe we're just all shy. So I guess with that, we're going to get to the vote and see what happens.
Okay, so for those of you that have not been to tribal council before, we will make a breakout room and pull you in one at a time to vote. And so Ben and I will see you over there.
For those of you who are not voting, please have your hands up in the air, mics muted for the time being. Thank you. If anybody has an advantage or a hidden immunity idol that you would like to play, now is the time to do so. All right, I'll read the votes. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. First vote, Daryl. Second vote. Daryl. Third vote. Daryl. That's 3 votes, Daryl. Fourth vote. Daryl. Fifth vote. Daryl. Sixth vote. The third person voted off Duplicity, Boardwalk of Betrayal. Daryl. Daryl, that's 6. That's enough. You're not here to say goodbye to anyone, but the tribe has spoken. Goodbye. Everyone else, congratulations. Despite no one raising their hand, you all survived. Woohoo. So, you did it.